Welcome to the Online Digital Marketing Podcast. We'll be discussing marketing strategies, trends, and tips that will help your business succeed in the digital age. Every episode, we'll be interviewing industry professionals and providing valuable insights on how to leverage digital tools for maximum engagement and ROI. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the latest trends in online marketing.
Welcome to our deep dive into the world of sales prospecting techniques. We're going to arm you with a toolkit of strategies, both classic and some surprisingly creative ones, to help you nail that next big sales meeting or launch, Our guide today is this awesome PDF. Here are the top 5 best sales prospecting techniques, which you've shared with us. And to kick things off, get this. Did you know over 50% of revenue is influenced by social selling? That's according to LinkedIn research mentioned in the PDF, which just shows how much the game has changed.
It's true. The landscape has shifted dramatically. And what's fascinating is that a lot of the classic techniques are still relevant, but they've evolved in really interesting ways. Take inbound prospecting, for instance.
Okay. Yeah, inbound. It's not just about throwing up a website and hoping people find you anymore.
Exactly. It's become so much more sophisticated. You've got to think about creating content that truly resonates with your target audience, optimizing it for search engines, and engaging authentically on social media. It's about building a relationship with potential customers long before they even pick up the phone.
So it's less about the hard sell and more about providing value up front. And the PDF really hammers home that this approach can have a massive long-term ROI. It's like planting seeds that keep growing over time.
Precisely. And that leads us to another classic technique that's gotten a serious upgrade: social media outreach. But here's where it gets interesting. Each platform has its own unique strengths.
Yeah, like Facebook with its massive user base. I mean, almost 3 billion active monthly users. It's kind of mind-boggling.
It is, and that scale makes it incredibly powerful for reaching a broad audience. But think about how differently you'd approach prospecting on Facebook versus, say, LinkedIn, which is much more focused on professional connections.
Well, on LinkedIn, you're connecting with people based on their industry, their job title, their career trajectory. It's a much more targeted approach.
Exactly. And then you've got Twitter, which is all about real-time engagement and conversation. It's perfect for jumping into industry discussions, sharing quick tips, and providing customer support.
And then there's Instagram, which is so visually driven. You can really showcase your brand's personality and tell compelling stories through images and videos.
It's amazing how each platform offers a different avenue to connect with potential customers. And the key is to tailor your approach to the specific nuances of each one.
Speaking of tailored approaches, what about referrals? The PDF highlights how top sales professionals swear by them.
It makes sense, right? There's nothing more powerful than a recommendation from someone you trust. It instantly builds credibility and bypasses that initial skepticism you often encounter with cold outreach.
So if you're working on a complex sale or dealing with high-level decision makers, a referral can be a game changer. It's like having someone vouch for you before you even walk in the door.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of networking. It's not just about attending industry events anymore. You can connect with people online, join relevant forums, engage in LinkedIn groups. It's all about building those relationships.
And remember that stat from the PDF. Nearly 3 out of 4 people who attend networking events are more likely to buy from the businesses they meet there. That face-to-face connection, even if it's virtual, can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about a technique that often gets a bad rap: outbound marketing. We're talking cold emails and calls.
Yeah, I can already hear the groans. But the PDF actually makes a case for doing outbound right. It's all about being targeted and providing value.
Precisely. You've got to do your research, understand your prospects' pain points, and tailor your message to address their specific needs. And surprisingly, phone calls are still a huge asset, especially for high-value deals.
The PDF says over 40% of marketers consider them their top tool. I guess there's something to be said for that direct human connection.
There is. It allows you to build rapport, address concerns in real time, and tailor your pitch on the fly. Now, are you ready to explore some unconventional techniques?
Absolutely. I'm intrigued to see what the PDF has up its sleeve. All right, so the PDF dives into some unconventional techniques that can really make you stand out. And the first one that caught my eye is all about the element of surprise.
It's called Send a Surprise. And it's brilliant. Think about it. How many generic sales emails do you get every day? This technique is about breaking through the noise and creating a memorable experience.
And it makes perfect sense when you consider that statistic in the PDF. 73% of consumers say experience is a major factor in their purchasing decisions. People remember how you make them feel.
Absolutely. So instead of just sending a standard email, what if you surprised a prospect with an Uber Eats gift card and an invitation to a virtual lunch? You're building a connection before you even talk business.
It's like, hey, let's chat and get to know each other.
Mm.
No pressure, just good vibes. I bet they get people's attention. Okay, what else have we got in the unconventional arsenal?
This one might raise an eyebrow, but the PDF suggests we make cold calls.
Hold on. I thought we were moving away from those. Didn't we just talk about how much people hate cold calls?
I know, right? But the PDF makes a compelling argument for reframing cold calling. Instead of seeing it as this dreaded intrusion, think of it as an opportunity for genuine one-on-one connection.
So instead of just blasting out a generic sales pitch, you're actually using the call to build a relationship. It's about being respectful of their time, asking questions, and understanding their needs.
Exactly. It's about humanizing the process. And remember, over 60% of sales reps say cold calling is their least favorite part of the job, according to the PDF. So if you can master this skill, you'll already have a leg up on the competition.
Okay, I'm starting to see the value in that. It's not about abandoning cold calls altogether, but rather elevating them to a more personal and engaging level. What's next on our list of unconventional techniques?
This one is all about consistency. The PDF calls it never stop prospecting, and it uses a great analogy. Think of it like going to the gym.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me more.
Just like you wouldn't expect to see results from the gym if you only went once a month. You can't expect consistent results from prospecting if you only do it sporadically. You've got to make it a regular part of your routine.
So instead of treating prospecting like a last resort when things are slow, you're building it into your weekly schedule. It becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth.
Precisely. And just like tracking your progress at the gym helps you stay motivated, tracking your prospecting efforts can reveal what's working and what needs tweaking.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm ready for another unconventional gem.
This one is about being selective. The PDF encourages us to pursue qualified leads.
So it's not about chasing every lead that comes your way. It's about focusing on the ones that are actually a good fit for your product or service.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity. The PDF suggests qualifying leads based on factors like company size, industry, budget, basically anything that indicates they're a good match for what you offer.
It's like dating. You don't want to waste time on someone who's not ultimately compatible. You're looking for that perfect match.
That's a great analogy. And that leads us to a technique that can really streamline your efforts. Leverage marketing automation tools.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about these tools.
As your prospecting efforts ramp up, it can be tough to keep track of everything. Marketing automation tools can automate tasks like sending out emails, scheduling follow-ups, and tracking your progress.
So it's like having a virtual assistant for your sales pipeline.
Exactly. These tools free up your time and mental energy so you can focus on building relationships and closing deals.
That sounds like a game changer, especially if you're juggling a lot of leads. What else is in this treasure trove of unconventional techniques?
Remember those referrals we talked about earlier? The PDF reminds us to benefit from referrals by actively asking our satisfied customers for recommendations.
Because word of mouth is still the most powerful form of marketing, right? People trust recommendations from people they know.
Absolutely. Referrals often lead to smoother sales because there's already a level of trust established, and they can be a great way to tap into new networks and reach potential customers you might not have found otherwise.
It's like getting a warm introduction instead of having to barge in cold. Okay, I'm loving these unconventional approaches. What's next?
This one is all about establishing yourself as a trusted expert in your field. The PDF calls it Be an Industry Thought Leader.
So it's not enough to just know your product or service inside and out. You've got to position yourself as a go-to resource in your industry.
Precisely. The PDF suggests creating valuable content, writing articles or blog posts, giving speeches, maybe even hosting online Q&A sessions.
It's about building your credibility, so potential customers see you as more than just a salesperson. You're a problem solver, a thought leader, someone they can trust to guide them.
Exactly. And when you're seen as an expert, people are more likely to seek you out for solutions. Now, here's a technique that can really showcase your expertise. Produce monthly webinars.
Webinars are great for sharing your knowledge and connecting with your audience in a more interactive way.
Right. And by hosting them regularly, you're giving potential customers a chance to learn more about your industry and your approach. in a low-pressure environment.
It's like a free educational session
Mhm.
that also subtly demonstrates your expertise.
Okay, what else do we have? We're on a roll.
This one is a simple but powerful time management tip. The PDF calls it Schedule Time to Prospect.
So it's not just about fitting prospecting in whenever you have a spare moment. It's about actually blocking out dedicated time in your calendar.
Exactly. If you want to see consistent results, you need to make prospecting a priority. Treat it like any other important appointment.
No more excuses. Go straight into the calendar. I like it. What other gems are hiding in this PDF?
This one might surprise you. Scroll through social media.
Wait, seriously, I thought we were supposed to be working, not scrolling.
I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the PDF makes a valid point. Social media can be a goldmine of information about your target audience, your industry, and even your competitors. So it's not just about posting cute cat videos. It's about actively engaging, listening, and gathering insights.
Exactly. Think of it as market research. You can see what people are talking about, what their pain points are, what solutions they're seeking.
It's like eavesdropping on your target market, but in a good way. You're getting a glimpse into their world, their needs, their desires. Okay, I'm seeing the value in that. What's next?
This one is all about staying ahead of the curve. Analyze the competitive landscape.
Because knowledge is power. Right. If you know what your competitors are doing, you can better position yourself in the market.
Exactly. The PDF encourages us to stay up to date on our competitors' strengths, weaknesses, and strategies. It's like a game of chess. You need to anticipate their moves if you want to come out on top.
Love that analogy. It's about being strategic and proactive, not just reactive.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have in this toolkit of unconventional wisdom?
This one highlights the power of collaboration. The PDF suggests we team up with integrations and partners.
I love the idea of teamwork. There's so much you can accomplish when you join forces with others.
Exactly. The PDF encourages us to look for opportunities to partner with other businesses that complement our products or services. Integrations can make it easier for customers to use your product, while partners can help you reach a wider audience.
It's a win-win for everyone involved. You're expanding your reach, providing more value to your customers, and building strong relationships along the way. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. What's the last unconventional technique on our list?
This one focuses on rekindling old flames. The PDF calls it Identify Former Customers for Potential Prospects.
So reaching out to people who used to be customers but aren't anymore. That's an interesting strategy. Why would we do that?
Well, think about it. They're already familiar with your brand and your product, and they may have left for reasons that are no longer relevant.
Maybe their budget changed, or you now offer a feature they were missing before. It's about giving them a second chance to see what you're all about.
Exactly. And the PDF points out that it's often easier to win back a former customer than it is to find a brand new one. Plus, they can become powerful advocates for your brand, spreading the word to their networks.
Because if they come back, they're likely to be even more loyal than before, right? They've seen the other options and chosen to return to you.
Precisely. They become like walking testimonials for your business.
All right, we've covered an impressive range of prospecting techniques, from the classics to the unexpected. I'm feeling energized and inspired.
Me too. It's amazing to see how much the world of prospecting has evolved.
It has. But before we wrap things up, I want to make sure we touch on the outro section of the PDF. It has some thought-provoking takeaways.
Yes, it does. It encourages you, the listener, to think critically about which of these techniques will work best for your specific situation.
Because not every approach is going to be right for every person or every business. It's about finding the strategies that align with your goals, your target audience, and your personal style.
Exactly. And that leads us to a final question for you to ponder. As you're prepping for that big sales meeting or product launch, which of these prospecting techniques feels most exciting to you, and why?
Yeah. It's like a call to action, right? We've given you this whole toolkit. Now it's time to choose your weapons and head into battle.
Exactly, because what's the point of all this information if you don't actually put it into practice?
So we want to hear from you. What's your biggest takeaway from this deep dive? Which technique are you most eager to try out? Maybe it's the element of surprise with that Uber Eats gift card. Or maybe you're feeling bold and ready to tackle cold calling with a new perspective.
Whatever resonates with you, we encourage you to experiment, see what works, and refine your approach as you go, because the best way to learn is by doing.
And hey, if you stumble upon any other brilliant prospecting techniques along the way, we'd love to hear about them. Keep the conversation going, share your insights, and let's keep learning from each other.
Because in the world of sales, there's always something new to discover.
That's so true. All right, that wraps up our deep dive into the fascinating world of sales prospecting.
We hope you enjoyed the journey and feel equipped to go out there and crush your sales goals.
Until next time, happy prospecting.
Ready to take your online business to the next level? Subscribe to our digital marketing podcast and then join our Accountability for Success Mastermind. With expert advice from industry leaders, you'll gain knowledge and insights that will help you succeed in today's digital marketing world. From social media strategies to search engine optimization, we have all the tools you need. Learn from successful entrepreneurs and take control of your online success. Join the Accountability for Success Mastermind now at bit.ly/AFSM podcast.